Well, it depends on the company. We have maintained the ratings for Chevron and Shell, and they have a lower debt load today than they used to have coming out of the last, industry crisis in 2016. Some others don't. BP doesn't, has sort of kept that level stable, has not used those better years to, deleverage, and we do expect it to happen now. We certainly have a better environment, much more supportive oil prices. Some of these companies, including BP, have strengthened their financial policies, have it made more conservative. And so a deleveraging is certainly penciled in our projections.
Sven, when they were oil and gas companies, they had a very direct and easy to see relationship between the underlying oil price. Now they're calling themselves energy companies or transforming themselves into renewable players in a greater, meaningful way. Does that lessen the relationship in a meaningful way? So if I got 10% on oil now, the historic relationship with knee-jerk and the underlying majors, is that lessened now? I presume yes.
Well, maybe on the mild side, not tremendously, because the core business remains oil and gas upstream business. But when you look at the performance in 2020 between these oil majors, they were not all the same, and some performed better. And that was down to a stronger, a better, more scalable business that is less reliant on oil and gas prices. The whole marketing angle that the Shells and BPs have, Shell 40,000 more than that, fuel stations globally that sell more and more things that have little to do with oil and gas. And so that sort of business remained stronger in 2020 and was supportive. So the relationship might weaken over time, but oil and gas production remains at the core of these businesses, and we believe it will remain at the core for another decade.
That is fascinating. So that means despite all of the PR, all of the good intentions, and I do believe they're good intentions in many ways from many of these CEOs, what you're saying is they're just oil and gas companies at the end of the day.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's clear that the strategy goes in a different direction and that they want to change their business mix. But this doesn't happen overnight. The investments are increasingly material, but they are not yielding a return straight away. If you invest into renewable, offshore power generation, that is not something that you will see in the P&L next year or the year after. So it's a gradual change. The energy transition is an evolution, and these companies evolve over time. If you look at their cash flow generation today, it has still a lot to do with what they keep doing and what their core business for the last decades.